So we have configured all of the three nodes, okay, master, worker 1 and worker 2, as you can see over here. Now, the hard part starts right here. Okay, we are gonna follow each and everything that is written in the Kubernetes official document, which is around here. Yeah. So we have checked the required ports and the port adapters and network adapters and all those things. So let's move on to the next step. What it is saying, swap on. Swap is a memory. Okay, whatever it is saying, you can read it through, and you must understand what is going through in order to, understand your system configuration, to install kubeadm, kubelet, and kubecutter. Okay, the components on the master as well as worker node. So what it is telling, do read these. Okay, to tolerate swap, add fail swap on false. So swap is a memory. You need to show that the swap is off. So it has also given us the command how you can swap off this. Okay, so let's copy this one. So you can read this and follow, and you can search it in other places also to know the deeper understanding of it. I know this, but I am just following the steps how you can solve it according to your own local environment and the machines that you have, whether it is on virtual machines, on the cloud, or even in your local premises on premises. So this is the command, and let's go on here. Yeah, so let's put this set swap of dash a on all three nodes. Now the next thing it is telling us is to make this change persistent across reboots, make sure swap is disabled in config files like /stab. So basically it is asking us to disable this. Now if you tend to see something like this, you should go on that document what it is trying to tell. There is no swap in Ubuntu 24.04 as I think. But even then, if it is asking us the second step of the swap to turn it off, so I will put the command that I have written over here. You can find it on the internet also. Okay, this is the note that I have written, and the swap memory, in order to permanently disable it after every reboot, we are gonna get this and paste it on every node. Okay, yep, it's done. Now let's see what the official document again tells us. Now we have come to the installer installing a container runtime. We all know that Docker is not the right one here. The note is written over here after the kubelet version 1.24, that is in 1.32. You will need to go through a lot of hassles and obstacles if you are going to run ContainerD.io through Docker engine. Okay, in implementing the network configuration, in connecting the ports, hardware, everything will be like fighting with an elephant. Okay, so what I am gonna do here, and what I personally recommend and have done it, is installing every library and CRI, ContainerD, Runc through scratch by going through this document and following these again. So when you go over this document, you can call it and run it. So where do we have to go? Yeah, container runtimes. Oh, okay. I have this already open. So, okay, this was the tab that got. One more thing I will tell you, that any AI or LLM model is not at all reliable in installing this Kubernetes from scratch. Okay, you need to be smart enough to know it basically what your configuration and what your machine is trying to say it to you. Okay, so now, okay, the first step is to install and configure prerequisites, network configuration. So let's copy this command, and it is mandatory for you that net.ipv4.ip forward is set to 1, so that the Cube API server, yeah, Cube API server interacts without any interruption with the kubelet that is installed on your node, worker nodes, that on which the pods are going to be given. So let's do this, but after this, like after the okay, let me give this command. Okay, on all three nodes. But there is one more thing I would like to do here. Why? Because when I was trying to establish a network configuration or network service package like Flannel or Calico, I needed to enable this also. Okay, so I will be very forward for you, and I will copy this command completely. So we need, look, we need two types of okay, network to be open for both the this worker as well as master nodes. One is the overlay, one is the br net lifter, sorry, filter. Okay, and these sets of bridges are need to be set to one. So what we can do, we can copy, this is why I have noted it down, because I was getting these error after a very, all the procedures have been done and I was trying to install Flannel on master node and I was not able to establish a good connection between the worker nodes and master node. So I will be very fluent over here, and again I will take all this command, all these commands I will write it down on a, good document procedures, and I will just paste it on or include the reference over in the description of this video, and you can go over it. So yeah, you need to have these network configurations to be enabled so that it can work in a good way. And look at the last three, it should be enabled to one, because these are the only bridge networks and IP forward that is going to be utilized by master node and worker node in order to establish the connection. Okay, all right, done. This one is done. Then where is my terminal? Yeah. So let's go over the next set of instructions. This at so C group drivers. We will come back to this. Okay, after we have successfully installed, because C group are you need to have system D to work with your Linux. Okay, we will come out over here after we have successfully installed ContainerD and all those configuration. So you can go through this document. Okay, I have already gone through this. That's why I'm saying we need to go through scratch, or in order to, this is the only reference that you will get over here. This is the one in a million site that will give you point to point contact of every configuration and errors that are coming in. But yeah, so let me go to the container runtimes and click on this one, getting started with ContainerD. Now you can look onto this one. You can find this. So to install ContainerD on our system, follow the instructions on getting started. This GitHub page will open and it has all the instructions for what you are going to see and run through this. So in here, it has written that you need to create or either edit the config.toml in this location, but this particular file won't come up before the ContainerD is already established. You can see, return to this step once you have created a valid config.toml file. All right, so this will come later on, and let's go to this GitHub document where it is this. Step by step, we will download all the binaries, as well as we will extract and install it in our local machines on all the master as well as worker nodes, or whatever the configuration you have on your local machines too. So read the document. Okay, read, that is the very basic thing, and it will be very useful in order to you know install at any place. I already told you that I won't be utilizing Docker engine because that is much of a hassle, and that after 1.254 release of Kubernetes, it has been deprecated. So yeah, let's go on to this one by one. So what it is telling us, download the containerd version os arc tar.gz archive from this, and verify its SHA-256 sum and extract it under slash user local. What you need to do over here, you need to download it. So how we download it? By the curl command, and you can see the official file that we are going to download, version os arc version. You can get it from releases. Okay, when you click on this, github.container containerd releases, you can see containerd version, this one from here, version 2.1.0 beta.0. All right. Now this is the link, and see how I have made it. How I have made it. Now when you go over here, after the network has been installed, I have written this command. So you can see the same version I have written over here. Now you can do two things. You can either directly tweak this URL, okay, so that so that version is 2.1.0 beta dash 0. You can see it from here. Okay, so what I have done, I have taken version over here. The second thing is OS. My OS is Linux. Okay, so this is the Linux. Then Arc is the your architecture of the CPU, that is ARM64 or x86, that is AMD 64. So something like this. You can get it by giving the command lscpu in your terminal to list the CPU version and all the information that the CPU is containing. Okay, so this is the so you should focus on how I have formed this. Now you can get this all on the Google, and you can get this or even on your AI LLM model, how to fetch the files, latest files from the GitHub so that it can be downloaded. Now this is the tar file. Okay, but yeah, you can directly use this 2.1.0 beta.0 in here version OS and R. These information you can directly do. The second command is you should verify its SHA 256 sum. Now that is obviously being going to be done by in the GitHub only, the same command, but it's just that you have to download the SHA file as well. Verify it by using this command and extract to user local. Now what I am trying to see over here is that when you go in this, what happened? Okay, I think the response has got num. Yeah, this usually happen in WSL2 distro Linux one. I have to close this, and then again I have to open my Ubuntu, reestablish the connection. But which connection is going to be? Let's see. Okay, thank God it is master node only. Next, open the another terminal. Which node it is? Okay, it is again master. So okay, let me again SSH into this host worker 1. Right, take the IP address, put it there. Worker 1, the next terminal, worker 2. Sometimes it happens, sometimes your connection breaks out and you need to re-SSH into those instances, right? No, no need to worry. We are used to it and we will solve it. So yeah, we are again logged in, and where is that command? Okay, so okay, it might be that these versions might have got changed, and this OS and architecture, it is different for different CPUs and all. Okay, let me demonstrate it for you also. LS CPU. Okay, so you can see this is the system x86-64 architecture. So it is the architecture of AMD 64. Oh wait, am I wrong in here? How do we know 100% that my CPU is AMD 64? So let's ask it in Google. Yes, which command in Linux to know the arc of the system. What is this? Uname dash m. Let's give it dash m. Do you know why I'm getting this 8064? Because it is the same as AMD 64. You can confirm it again. Is X, what is this? 86. I'm doing just to show it to you, okay? Otherwise, I already know this. It's a 64-bit extension of the x86 architecture developed by AMD. That's it. And later adopted by Intel. It is AMD 64. Yep, done. Okay, let me uname dash m so that I these worker nodes do not get sleep. Otherwise, I will again lose the connection, man. Okay. So, yep, let's go. Let's give these commands. Or yeah, what I was trying to say to you guys that you should be careful while using these versions. Maybe you are watching it after 8 months, 1 year, 3 years after that. The versions are continuously getting updated. That new releases are coming in. So you should be able to tweak it according to your OS, according to your versions, according to your system architecture. So some of you might be having 64-bit architecture. So in place of AMD, you will be giving ARM 64, right? So let's copy all these. These are commented documents only. So yeah, nothing to worry about this. Let's give it. Yep, it's downloading. It's doing everything. Yep, successfully. Now let's give it here also. One thing I'd like to tell you guys that despite I'm not using systemd, these things are going to work as a C group FS driver. I will let me confirm it on the flow. Okay, this one is done. ContainerD is done. Let's move on where it is. Move back to this resource. So we have installed ContainerD. Now you can read this. The ContainerD binary is built dynamically and all those configurations, how you are going to do frequently asked questions, everything about the. Now, since we have not downloaded ContainerD via Docker, we need to download the ContainerD.service as well. And how we are going to do it? Same thing, systemd. So if you intend to start ContainerD via system, you should also download the ContainerD.service unit file from this into user local lib systemd system ContainerD.service. So what it's trying to say it here is that first of all, it is trying to tell you that you need to download ContainerD.service if you are trying to use systemd to start ContainerD. Okay, that's what C group FS driver was trying to say to you. And what you need to make sure is that you need to download this file in this particular folder. How you're gonna make sure of this? Simple. You are gonna log see if there is any file or folder being contained over here. User lib lib system. See, it's not coming up. Okay, system d system. Okay, these much are there. System container d. There is no container d dot service over here. So what I'm gonna do over here is that I've already pasted this commands. Okay, I've already made this, but what you can do similarly, you need to download this file first and paste it into move this container d dot service into here, right? How you're going to do it? First, the same thing, curl dash lo command. By that you can do this. So see, if you intend to restart ContainerD via systemd, then you are gonna create a folder in all the three nodes. Let me take this, then where it is, yeah. So sudo mkdir-p to make the directory if it is not existing and do it. The same thing. It is telling us to download this file from this URL, the same thing that is from the GitHub, into this folder. You can do one more thing over here. Okay, first you can download by using this curl command. Okay, now here I have already given it the whole command in one line so that it can download the file in particularly this folder. Okay, here it's downloaded. Now the I would highly request you that I am doing this because I have gone through shit multiple times, okay, for last month, or yeah, most over than 2 weeks. That's how I made this commands and configured it into my own. This is just a prototype. I have installed this on my local machine too. I have two, what, core i5, I think, two core i5 master nodes and four core i7. I think core i7 was the one. Yeah, worker nodes. And I used the same GitHub commands, connected them to the internet, and yeah, downloaded it, like following the same procedures again and again and again. So yeah, you have pasted the ContainerD.service in this systemd file, right? Now you need to reload the daemon. You can either go it from here, or you can take it from here also. Okay, so I will go it from here. Okay, created symlink d.service, similarly in worker node as well. All right, the ContainerD and the systemd is successfully installed. Now what it is telling us, installing Runc. Now since the ContainerD releases has been done, we will install Runc. Let's open it. So let's say, and yeah, one more thing I forgot to tell you, that even if you don't verify its SSH 256 sum, okay, like I verified right now for the ContainerD, you don't need to verify it if it is getting properly downloaded from this file, and you can extract it into these particular folder. So okay, just because to save the time, I am not going to verify it this time. Otherwise you can verify the same we verified for the ContainerD. Okay, now the same thing, the container, download the runc.arc. So the current version is 1.3.0-rc.2. Okay, so let's see what I have done. I have done the same thing, curl-lo runc dot. Do you get this? You can ask any questions in the comment section. I will be able to answer it. But the better thing is that if you are getting any error, read through the documents, read and search it on the Google. I would highly recommend that. As per my experience, I didn't get much through any AI LLM models. My machine configuration was different. I had totally different experiences over network configuration, IP configuration, whatever the bridge networks was there. It was totally like hell for me. Okay, so for over 2 3 weeks, I have been struggling to install my own and set up my own Kubernetes cluster. But yeah, you can do it in a shorter span of time. No worries. Now let's install the Runc. Yeah, and it's totally, frustrating and very lengthy process. Now we have come back to the ContainerD documents, and we are going to install CNI plugins, right? So the same thing you are gonna do with the curl command and download this from this releases. Same thing, the OS Arc version. Now let's open this releases. Close the run C1 and let's see what it is telling us. Version 1.6.2. Right. So you will put it over, either you can put it over here or create your own variables for OS as Linux, Arc as AMD64 version as 1.6.2. Okay. And read the documents carefully. Okay, I will say just that only. What it is telling us, it is telling us to first download it from this URL and extract it under opt/cni/bin. If this folder or directory is not existing, you need to make that by mkdir. Yeah. So what is the document that I have prepared for us? Yeah, got it. This one. I will copy it, paste, then again on the worker one. This is what we are doing for now. We are doing it for CNI plugins. Did we do it for worker 2? No. Yeah, let's do it. CNI plugins, it has got installed. Now we need to make the folder in which the CNI plugin is going to be extracted. My apologies, guys. My Windows is lagging. You see, there is some problems involved with Windows when you are making video, editing video, and doing. Now you need to extract this file over the folder that you have made. See, this type of command you will output you will get, so that everything has been extracted onto this one properly, perfectly. Now this is also done. This is also done. Now let's see what the else the document get. Now this ContainerD document from GitHub is done. Now it is telling you option 2 from ept get or DNF. Please, I would highly recommend you to go through the first option. Okay, this is the Docker one, and really Docker also runs on the ContainerD.io. But in order to set up the network, I have already done this and have gone through multiple of hassles and obstacles. I won't recommend anybody to go through Docker engine way. It has been also not recommended in the official Kubernetes page. Okay, you can take this page where it is. Yeah, this is the note. Kubernetes releases before version 2 includes a direct integration with Docker Engine, but now it is not. You will have a very hard time to integrate the network configuration, IPs, CIDR with the Docker Engine to establish container D, everything. Okay. Now the third is from source. This is for installing container D on Windows, which is unnecessary. Like who cares for Windows, man? Throw it out the window. My apologies. Even Microsoft runs on the Linux. Okay, so yeah, we have established the C group FS, everything's done. We have CRI version support. No, we have CR. No, we don't need CR. We have installed container D. Now, what it is telling us, after we have successfully installed container D, CNI, Runc, and the third one was CNI plugins. Yeah. We have successfully installed. We need to let the container D know that we are going to use system D as the runtime driver, right? So we need to find this file config.toml in this path and modify it. So how are we going to go and do it? Using only one command, that is see how I have configured it. Okay, so you need to